Please tell us something a little bit about the network that you're representing here on the conference today.
I'm representing the Nacionalne Foundation, the Egyptian network, and it's a network that gathers people from all over Egypt, people coming from the civil society, the academia, people working on the development field, human rights, different types of cooperation, maybe cultural affiliation and so on. And we mainly deal in activities in Cairo and Alexandria, but during our last meeting we decided that we have to expand our activities to go to the south of Egypt and trying to find means of cooperation with other NGOs or organizations representing the civil society in Egypt. Because, you know, nowadays in Egypt we need to collaborate more in order to have a better Egypt.
Are the civil society organizations in Egypt today strong? Are there many of them? How is the civil society in general? And is the civil society in Egypt something that contributed to the recent changes in political system in Egypt?
Actually, we can never say that they really contributed as civil society, but maybe their member contributed. When people went to the street, they were not representing neither political parties nor NGOs or anything. They were representing themselves. They just wanted to say, we don't want the current regime, simply as human being living in Egypt. But answering your question, civil society and NGOs are facing real challenge nowadays because it's about time to formulate a proper law ruling their activity. The current ruling law is maybe not proper for their activity, and they have to face a lot of problems. And maybe there is a lot of NGOs and civil societies, but the rule is the minimum we can talk about.
So you have still challenges in a legal framework, in institutional mechanism.
The period right now in Egypt is, I know it's a very hard time for Egyptian and for the whole community. We are moving from a dictatorship maybe, or a bad period moving forward. It's a transitional period. I know it's a very hard period for all Egyptians on different level, the people themselves, the politician, and everyone living in Egypt. But I'm sure that shortly, and after benefit from networking all over Europe and different countries, we can learn from the other, get the best practices. And when I say best practice, it doesn't mean copy and paste a specific model. We will study, for example, the Croatian transition period, see what we can learn from them and try to tailor it to match our needs. We will see, for example, some of the specificities of the French decentralization model and try to learn to adopt it in our country.
I'm really hoping that we could be of help. Can you a little bit represent yourself to us? Your profession is something else. What actually are you working as a professional?
As a professional, I have a wide area of working. I'm a lecturer at Cairo University. I'm also a lecturer in some private universities in Egypt. I work as a program coordinator for program for democracy and human rights at the Faculty of Economics and Political Science. I'm a member at the Nacionalne Foundation via my program. This is my...
So your PhD is actually in human rights?
No, my PhD is in local governance. And I took the French model, trying to analyze the impact of decentralization on local governance in France. And my supervisor is the director of the program for democracy and human rights. And after finishing my degree, I enjoyed working with him during the study, and I asked him to join his team to learn more and more from him, and because it's about time to help my country. And I believe that what we really miss in our country is human rights by the basic definition of human rights. And this is why people in this youth actually, and not only people but mainly youth, we went in the street asking for the minimum human rights. And just for your info, the 25th of Jan, it represents the National Day for Policemen, and we are not really happy with the way they were treated us. This is why people organize a demonstration during this day in order to say or to deliver a message. Even during your day, we will demonstrate and tell you we are unhappy with the way you are treating us. We need to be treated as human and not only as slaves or whatever.